My grandparents homesteaded here in Redmond, right off of Bellred Road. And my grandfather used to cut hay for Mr. Kleiss at Marymore Park when it was Kleiss's mansion.
Bellevue Square was all outdoors. We used to walk up there and go to Petrum's 5 and 10 cent store, and movies at John Dan's Theater and the Bellevue Theater in the square.
I can remember in 2nd grade, we went up to the coal mines on Cougar Mountain. Spent a lot of time mountain biking up on the Iron Horse Trail, kind of all different components of the area. The locomotives up at City of Snoqualmie.
I can remember Northeast 8th being just a 2-lane road. I can remember swimming at all the different beaches down Maiden Bower and all those different places, and it just looks so different now.
I grew up on Clyde Hill. My dad's office was in the Diddy building on Bellevue Way, and on his way to work in the morning he used to go down to where the Bellevue Club is now and go duck hunting. And he'd go shoot his ducks in the morning and then drive up and go to work at the Diddy building on Bellevue Way.
You know, of course you have people who have lived here for generations, and then you have people who have, like myself, chosen to live here, and people who probably arrived from all over the world yesterday, you know, and I think the thing that binds us together is knowing that this place, where either we were born or have chosen to live or have been brought by our parents, is the way it is for a reason.
I just think it's amazing to be able to touch something that you know that somebody 100 years ago was using as a tool every day. My imagination goes wild. I think about the stories, the events, the daily activities somebody must have, done using this particular item.
It's very easy to trample over history. It's very easy to build over history. Somebody needs to remind us to not do that and to really appreciate where we came from. And that's what the Eastside Heritage Center's role, one of their key roles, has been.
When I'm at a public event, such as Fraser Cabin, Farm Fair, or sheep shearing, or heritage programming, and you have a young child, probably about 5 or 6, and then you have the parent in their 30s, and then you have the grandparent, and you have 3 generations of one family coming together around one piece of history. Often it's a what is it item that the young child has never seen in their life, and very likely the middle generation has never seen. But then the grandparent is transmitting that experience that they had not only to their child, but to their grandchild. And there's a connection. You can see it in their eyes, you can see it in their enthusiasm, and we've done that.
The richness of the stories that we've been able to access with the help of Eastside Heritage Center has improved our instruction so much. The instruction by the teachers and the learning by the students. They've helped us implement historical investigations for grades 2, 3, 7, and 8. And it's the highlight of the year for every teacher that teaches it. We have 2nd and 3rd graders leaving the classroom saying, "I was a detective." And I think that's a pretty awesome thing to hear.
We put on the annual Bellevue Strawberry Festival. It's really a way to celebrate the community's agricultural history, as well as its diverse cultural past, present, and future. We bring the community together for some good old-fashioned fun.
I'm a big fan of the Strawberry Festival. I love the Strawberry Festival. Our family goes every year. I brought my mom, who comes from out of state. We have a wonderful time, and we get to learn about history at the same time, which is an amazing thing for our family.
It's a historic community event. You know, back in the day, people got together for strawberries, shortcake, and entertainment. Today, you got to throw in a few things like vendor booths and games and bouncy houses, but people still come together for the entertainment and for the shortcake, and then for the history exhibits, and really connecting people to their roots.
A lot of people look at the East Side and think it's just plastic and all new, when there's families that settled here 100 years ago, and It used to be a vibrant farming community, and it's made a transition that's, fairly remarkable from a farming community to what it is today.
Eastside Heritage Center doesn't have a physical center, but we're everywhere. We're everywhere in the community. When people ask me, so who is Eastside Heritage Center, or what are you, what do you do? My first answer is, we're the history people. We're the collectors of old stuff. We're the ones who help you to remember what was here before.
I think that people underestimate the impact we have on our community, both from an education and from a stewardship perspective. We're important because we're local, I think, is the biggest thing I see. We're preserving your history.
They have our stories, and I don't know where else they're collected if they're not there.
How do we educate our kids about where we come from? Here we sit in the Winter's house. How do we maintain great historical structures like this where people can go and actually see where our city has come from? Who looks out for the history?
It's because of Eastside Heritage Center that we can hear the voices of our past. We can actually hear those voices that come to life through oral histories. And then we can touch and feel and experience those artifacts because Eastside Heritage Center cares for them. We are honored to be the stewards of our community's past for the generations of today and tomorrow.